Hello parents and incoming freshmen. We are here today to tell you a little bit about the iPad out-of-box experience you will have on August 5th. Don't worry if you're not in town. Mr. Schlesinger, who is the Director of Technology, and I, Laura Hickman, the Principal, will certainly work with you to help with coming up with a makeup date if that is not going to work. But on August 5th, we will have a out-of-box, meaning you take your new equipment out of the box, event for all of the freshmen. We'll have a morning session from 8:45 to 10:15, which is for A to L last name of the alphabet, and M to Z will come at 10:45 to 12:15. Please know that you do need to be here for that entire time.
Some of the stuff that your daughters will get that day at the out-of-box event, they will receive the latest generation of iPad from Apple. It's the 8th generation. They will receive a Logitech keyboard case, and they will receive an Apple Pencil. And along with that will be a warranty for all of these devices that we will cover with them that day. And we will give them a handout that'll go home with them so that they can review that information with you after the event.
When your daughter receives this equipment, unlike what most of your students have experienced in elementary school, the iPad is hers. That means that she will take it home and they can connect to your Wi-Fi system at home. It means that she has control over that iPad in ways that she may not have had in elementary school. So I also want to assure you that in our classrooms at Duchesne, we have a number of layered protections that are in place in order to help our young students be able to make good decisions with the tool that is in her hands. So we have filters that are placed on our server. So when she connects to our server, there are places that she cannot go and places that cannot contact her. We also have 2 layered management systems in the classroom. The first one is a server-based control called Mosyle, M-O-S-Y-L-E. Mosyle is a system that stops the students from being able to go to certain places and limits their access to certain sites. Teachers in freshman classrooms especially have the power then to shut down the iPads in their classrooms to only be able to see certain places and go to certain sites. Apple Classroom is the second layer of that. It is a Bluetooth management device that connects the student's iPad to the teacher's iPad in the classroom. Apple Classroom allows our teachers to be able to push information out very quickly to the entire class. It also allows the teacher the opportunity to monitor what is on the desktop of the students in the classroom. So we have many layers in the school building, but once our students go home, they are on your network and whatever protections that you provide on that network.
As far as the Apple-specific devices, the iPad and the Apple Pencil, those both have 4 years of coverage on those, and your daughter is allowed 2 device replacements per year at no charge. So if during her freshman year something happens to the pencil, it'll be replaced at no charge. If something happens to the iPad in terms of accidental damage, it will be replaced at no charge. The only time that there is a charge for these devices is if they're lost. Devices that are stolen are a little bit of a unique case, but if they're lost, those would be a replacement from the family financially. Everything else is at no charge. The case has a 3-year limited warranty on it, and again, we'll cover all of this with your daughters that day, but I kind of wanted to review the 4-year coverage of both the Apple Pencil and the iPad with you today.
On August 5th, your students will receive all of that equipment. They will unbox it. They will also receive their Duchesne email account, and their Apple ID will be used to log in to all of the software that is preloaded on their iPad and allow them access then and their first training session on how to use that software in order to learn in their classrooms.
And then the last thing, prior to that date, prior to August 5th, we have a couple requirements that your daughters will need to keep in mind and have ready for us when they meet with us. The first one is that they need to have a unique Apple ID. So an Apple ID that they've created with their own email address. It can be part of a family plan, but it needs to be its own email address and not one that you also use. Another thing that we've changed for this school year is that we would like all families to have the student's Apple ID have the 50 gigabyte iCloud storage plan as part of their account. It's a 99-cent per month fee, and it allows your daughter to back up her iPad and all of her notes to iCloud so that if something happens to this iPad and she gets a new one, we can restore it and she won't be able to have any issues with her notes and her schoolwork on the tablet. And then other than that, when she comes to school that day, she will get her email address set up. So she'll need to be thinking of a password, something unique that she'll use for that account, because that will be used during her 4 years here at the school. So Apple ID and email password are the two things that she needs to be thinking about prior to the 5th.
So thank you very much for your support of this really important piece of equipment for your daughter. The reason that we've added the requirement for the iCloud is that we have found many times, even within the first couple of weeks, they have added enough pictures and large data items that we can't back up and save their creations for them if something should go wrong. And it slows down then us being able to take care of them and get them back into their schoolwork if there is a problem with their iPads. So it's really important that they have this equipment and are able to fully participate in all of their classes. So we are going to look forward to seeing all of you on August 5th. Again, if there is a problem with your family being on vacation, for example, at that time, please reach out to Mr. Schlesinger and he will let you know what the makeup date. We will have a plan for your family and make sure that your daughter gets her equipment prior to the first day of school. If you have any questions about how we use iPads or why we do what we do, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would love to talk to you about our technology program and what our goals are with that if you have questions. Thank you so much for your time and welcome to Duchesne.